All right, we are the biblical Hebrew Israelites, and we want to give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which taught us the truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure to the end. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which have been scattered throughout the world in slavery. Judah, the so-called Negro, Benjamin, the West Indian, Levi, the Haitian, Simeon, the Dominicans, Zebulun, the Guatemalan to the Panamanian, Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, the Cubans, Gad, the North American Indians, Reuben, the Seminole Indians, Naphtali, the Argentinians, Asher, the Colombians to the Uruguayans. Issachar are the so-called Mexicans. These make up the 12 tribes of Israel that's been scattered throughout the world in slavery. Alright, and we're coming to the end of our slavery, and the slave master doesn't want to let you go. Just like Pharaoh in Egypt. So what's he doing? He's making life hard for you, and in fact he wants to kill you. Alright? I'll go ahead and start with that second Esdras.
Second Esdras chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right. So I got a video right here from social media. Look. Alright, those are cargo ships that are not allowed to come into America. At the same time, you gotta remember there's a government shutdown now. Alright? And they asked them, what are you gonna do to help the supply chain? And you know what Jen Psaki, the redhead lady that speaks for Biden, she said nothing. We're not going to do nothing. So they're planning on starving the people out. And remember, Biden said about a dark winter. All right.
They've been saying keep 2 weeks of food and water.
Right. So we know they got something up their sleeve, being the devil, the so-called white man that they are. Let me get this here. Dark winter. And I saw this through Apostle Tahar. You go into the dark winter on Wikipedia. It says Operation Dark Winter was the code name for a senior level bioterrorist attack. So when he's saying Dark Winter, he's telling you what they're going to do. There's going to be a bioterrorist attack, which they already did the simulation conducted on June 22nd to the 23rd of 2021, which was what? The same year that 9/11. It says, it was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert and widespread smallpox attack on the United States. Alright?
They could just spray it in those planes all over everybody.
Mm-hmm. Another thing, they said they had foreign soldiers caught in Texas. See? Armed. And Biden said let them go. See? So we're in a time of sorrows. We're in a dark time. Even your president said it's a dark winter. And you got to remember when he was in the UN giving his speech, he was talking about peace and safety. And what's it say? That sudden destruction comes after that. Keep going on up.
Second Esdras chapter 9 verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Oh, that's about to increase because we just hit the deadline for their jab date here in America. They said a lot of people are not going to do it, and they're going to put in National Guard. And that's what you really got to watch. When you got the National Guard out here taking over the jobs, which you got to remember, Trump, he signed in
Production Act or something.
a military production act, which was to get the military to take over the jobs.
They were making ventilators. And
Right. So that's what's going to happen this winter. They're going to replace your common folk with military folks.
Like the police, a bunch just quit. They're gonna put military.
Yeah, I just saw that on the news this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You got senior police officers taking off their uniform in rebellion to the jab.
A lot of them are retiring also.
That's gonna be that sedition. These police are gonna fight the army. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For
Right,
like
so these things have been prophesied since the beginning. Really, since when you go into Genesis, Exodus, Genesis 49, and Exodus, and Leviticus, Deuteronomy, you can find the prophecies of these things that are spoken of in Revelation. Go ahead.
For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and ending in effects and signs. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
Right? So the works that we are doing is preaching. This is Romans 10 verse 9, that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahushua, and shalt believe in thine heart, which is the mind, that Yahweh hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. Alright? So those are the works that we're doing unto salvation. Is faith, and we're inspired to preach, which is to prophesy what's to come according to Yahweh's word. Alright? Go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case.
Oh yeah, pitiful. If you don't have all these stores filled with goods, alright, you're going to be in a pitiful case. That's what's coming. That's why it's called a dark winter. Oh, and guess what else they're going to start cutting? I saw this on Dabu
welfare.
7.
Welfare?
No, resources, natural resources. Alright? Watch, let me get that little clip. So they said in this winter, people are not going to have heat. Alright?
So a lot of people are going to die right there.
This winter.
And they said this is going to be a colder than usual winter.
Right. Let me grab that real quick. Because it just came out. In fact, that one guy from Full Spectrum, Survival, he said it's time to keep your bathtubs half full. So you could have some drinking water. But we're going to have faith on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that he's going to take care of us. Let me put Dabu 7. 7.
This indestructible $99 drone is now available in the U.S. This is an extreme...
This is Dabu 7. It seems that they're coming down all avenues right now at the people. And this is a global thing. Here within due time, internet, lights, things of that nature, it's going to start going out and down in many different countries. And this is by design. Do you understand this? This isn't an accident. This isn't because of constraints and someone dropped the ball here and there. No. This is all by design. You better see that quick. Now, China saying they're going to have to cut back and heading into this winter, this is crazy. Natural gas and coal reserves are at a low. This is when you do not want to see this happening, especially in the United States. Now, for a long time, all the way up through the Trump administration, we were swimming in natural gas in this country through the fracking and all that. They've stopped it. Then they started exporting. Now, our reserves are low heading into this winter. Did you know that? And did you know that as the political goons say that you cannot sell any coal, that China's buying it at a more rapid rate than it ever has? Who's selling it to them? The U.S. government? But you're not allowed to? You've been suckered and you've been had.
See? So a lot of people are going to starve to death. A lot of people are going to freeze to death. And a lot of people are going to kill other people for those resources. Let me grab this. This is 2nd Ezra 15 because he said something correct. It's by design. It's not by the design of the so-called white man. It's by the design of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is the punishment on these people. Alright? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. The sword, which he sends the so-called white man, and behind him follows famine, death, and destruction. Because the devil, the so-called white man, that rules the world, he is the wicked. And they're controlling all these resources. So they're bringing that famine because they've been commanded to. Now let me grab this in Romans 11 real quick. This is a perfect time to get this. But it tells you in Romans 11 of, not 11, 13. It says here, Romans 13, verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, which the higher powers are the wicked ones. Alright? It says, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So who set these people up? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. To do what? To punish us. And not us as the ones that are in repentance, for there is no condemnation, Romans 8 verse 1. But for the 2/3 that reject this truth. It says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And they that resisteth shall receive to themselves damnation. So what are people going to do? Pick up guns, pick up sticks, pick up rocks, and try to go fight and, what did it say? Uproars of the people. And what's this devil going to do? He's going to have his soldiers shoot you down. He's going to punish you. I was just seeing in the Dark Age, when they were coming out of the caves, at the end of the Dark Ages, they had a time called the Renaissance, right? The rebirth of the so-called white man. And they had torture gadgets that I just seen today. It was a mask that covered your face, and the only thing that was exposed was your eyeballs. And it was a brass mask, and it had bolts that they would just turn until it drilled into the back of your head through your eyeball.
Oh, man.
So these are the masters of torture right here. Alright? That the Lord has set up to destroy the wicked and them that do wickedly. It says, because you got to remember Revelation 6, it says that they kill each other. It says, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. So if you ain't doing something evil, there's no reason for them to fuck with you. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. I mean, even though you might fall into trouble, he'll show you favor if you do good. See, you might get arrested and the cop lets you go. See? Or even in the time of the apostles in the past, remember they brought him in to beat him? And Gamaliel, which was an Israelite, he was in amongst the heads of that time, and they were planning on beating the apostles, and he said, don't do it unless you fight against God, which protected the apostles. But he wasn't a believer, but he was saying, you touch these men, you might touch the Lord's men. See?
Yeah.
And that's what Esau's going to do.
Right. And it is going to come to that point where we are, a few will be sacrificed. For he is the minister of Yahweh. What does he minister? Death. See, he serves you that sword. Look, I was telling my brothers at camp the other day, if you look up, it's called police activity. And when they deal with these people, these drug dealers or these gangbangers, or they have one guy here in Denver, he took a bitch at gunpoint and put her to her head. It was his bitch. But they were riding around in a stolen car. They shot that dude with a rifle from a distance, and that lady fell right next to him. They walked up, just bum, 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 bum. Just non-stop. Bum. They hit him. There was probably 10 cops hitting him with a whole 30 rounds.
Multiple shots.
I seen the same thing yesterday because I haven't watched it for a long time.
Yeah.
This guy, he went into a casino, North Carolina or Tennessee or something. Shot 2 people, killed 2 people, and then I think he shot somebody outside. But when they blasted on him, like 4 cops with 4 AR-15s, they all hit him like about 10 times. That's like 40 bullets.
Right, you ain't coming out of that. So they're a minister of death. That's why in that movie, Planet of the Apes, what do they call him? A harbinger of death. You know, they're a sword. That's why he's called a sword. And he
Well, who the fuck could cook up some C4?
Right.
I don't want to know how to even start with that shit.
And that came through you could drop that, we'll come back to that. Get Zechariah 6.
Because that'll just light it.
Right.
Use an electric to blow it up.
And his wisdom comes from the heavens as well. Like our wisdom comes from the heavens, his comes from the left-hand side. There's an angel named Satan. Go ahead.
Zechariah 6, verse 1.
Yeah.
And I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass. In the first chariot were red horses, and in the second chariot black horses.
Which they show you even on Independence Day, there's big ass chariots, and out of those 2 chariots come smaller chariots. You see? And those little chariots are out here doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right?
And the third chariot white horses, and in the fourth chariot grizzle and bay horses.
Right, which you got different color, like color coded, because they're on different missions. The grizzled means it's dimpled; it has a different texture, but the bay is red. Go ahead.
Then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, What are these, my Lord? And the angel answered and said unto me, These are the 4 spirits of the heavens, which go forth from standing before the Lord Yahushua of all the earth.
Right, which you go into the 4 horsemen. Go to Revelation 6.
Revelation 6.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue on this. Romans 13, verse 4. For he is the minister of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doth evil. So these devils, these so-called Caucasians, alright, they were created as a weapon. Alright, they're a weapon of mass destruction. Zion, if you want to grab Isaiah...
You don't want that?
No, you can continue that. But grab Isaiah 50, what is it, 7, verse 16. Grab that first, and then we'll go into Revelation.
Isaiah 57 and verse 16.
Yeah.
For I will not contend for either. Oh, Slovakia. For I will
No,
not.
that's not it. Isaiah, is it 57, 50? Oh, 54. Isaiah 54:17.
Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17. No weapon that is
Go to
formed.
16.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Right, so he created this Edomite, which through the angels on the left-hand side, he taught this devil how to make up these bombs, how to make these weapons of mass destruction. Go ahead.
And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I will have created the waster to destroy.
Which this devil is a weapon of mass destruction, and he created a nuclear missile. Alright? And that nuclear missile is what's going to be used in the destruction of America. Alright? That's where this is leading up to. Pretty much end all be all right there. Alright? That sword, Esau Edom, created a great sword by the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, and that great sword is going to be the end of this so-called white man. Go ahead. Go on to this.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. And
Right, because why? Because we're not doing nothing evil. We're supposed to be walking in righteousness, not in evil. This judgment is for the evil one. And
the drug dealers. I read it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The murderers.
Because the drug dealer is
whoremongers.
what? A witch. You're destroying your own people for money. A whoremonger is what? A pimp. Sorcerers. Liars. So all them that do those evil deeds, you're going to suffer this. And that's if you get to this. You got so much death coming in so many different angles, the Lord may have to wake you up so you can taste this. Because you die before this comes.
Remember, the sword is out here blasting people with 50 shots.
Every day. He's already hitting you with that little sword too. The jab.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh.
Right. So our righteousness is not of ourselves. But you got some of these Israelite camps. I saw like Sakari. He's out there sending food to the Haitians. That ain't. We're not told to do that kind of stuff. You're working against the Lord. The Lord is punishing those people out there, those Israelites out there, because they're in a bunch of wickedness.
Undermining his authority.
Right. You're not supposed to do that. Go ahead, Yoko.
Okay, this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened up one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him.
Which is Yahweh Shai.
And he went forth conquering and to conquer. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another.
Right. So you got this red horse, which is dealing with an angel, Satan. All right, and he ministered to the so-called white man, which we just got in Isaiah 54, where he got this wisdom for this technology. Not just the technology of the nuclear missile, but also for the implantable microchip. All right, and that's to condemn you wickedly. To condemn you wicked Israelites. All right, so this devil, the so-called white man, is working with what? With angels. Don't they do seances and shit?
Oh yeah.
What is it? Bohemian Grove? They
Right.
said Satan literally appears before him. You know? Grab Ephesians 6, verse 10. Go ahead, you call you do one.
And there was given unto him a great sword. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say,
So, listen, the Satan, the angel, gave him the idea for this technology. Alright, he pretty much came down to him and said, hey, this is how you're going to do it.
Oh yeah, because that is not easy. Not even Iran could make it.
Oh, look at, and really it's through witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cooking crack. Who taught him how to cook crack?
That show on Tubi is called Cartel Land. They said, how'd you learn it? They said 2 white men came down here and showed us how to do it.
Just like the music business. Remember that one Jake, he sold his soul to learn how to play the guitar?
Mm-hmm.
And he
Oh,
said,
yeah.
what the white man look like? What the devil look like? He said, like a so-called white man.
Like you.
Yeah. Because they're given this wisdom through spirits. Chiropractic. When you go into the story of chiropractic, it was an angel came to that Edomite in his sleep and taught him how to do it. See, which it opens you up to spirits. Just like yoga or any other of this witchcraft that they push out.
And they make it like normal.
Right? Or healthy. You know? But keep going on.
Oh, Ephesians 6?
Yeah.
Ephesians 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. This is one here, stopping those cargo ships.
Mm-hmm.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
So,
against,
right behind these men are angels. Satanic angels. Alright? And they're warring against us, which we're being ministered by angels. On the right hand side. So you literally got the right hand and the left hand going like this.
Yep.
But the right hand is usually always stronger than the left hand.
more people are right-handed. Against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Go on.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Which is doing this work, preaching. Really, if you're doing the Lord's will, who could be against you? Because the Lord is for you. But if you're out there living a wicked, evil life, doing evil things, teaching false doctrines, being a liar, then you got the sword to come after you. And that's why that Sakari, what happened to them? The main guy, he got shot at. Remember we were listening to it on the way back from camp?
Oh yeah.
They said Jake fucking unloaded a whole clip. Alright? And that's Jake. Wait till Esau does it on you. Esau ain't gonna miss. Because when you run around the corner, guess what? You're gonna have another devil right there waiting for you. The other one was that member of Sakari blew his own brains out.
Can I get this real quick? Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 63. Surely he knoweth your inventions, and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. What will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before Yahweh and his angels? Behold, Yahweh himself is the judge. Fear him, Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall Yahweh lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
And that's the fear of Yahweh, the beginning of knowledge. Knowing that it's judgment time and he's going to start putting you to death in crazy ways, ways that you can even imagine. And it's happening all over. People are getting shot. People are getting starved. People are going to be kidnapped and abused. Animals, teeth of wild beasts. You got a pet that you thought was part of the family, and then fucking a spirit get on it, tear your fucking kid to pieces in front of you.
I seen it. It was an England guy. He started having a seizure, and the fucking dog attacked him and killed him.
His
while he
own
was
dog.
having a seizure.
Who put that spirit upon him
The
to
Lord.
do that? The Lord did. So that's terrifying. And that's why he says, leave from your iniquities. Run from them.
Meddle no more in him.
Right? I mean, don't mess with them no more. Why? Because the Lord's going to put you to death, and he's going to make it where it's gruesome, and you're going to know why it's happening. He said your own sins are going to condemn you in your mind. Fear them. Don't fear them that could kill the flesh, but fear him that could destroy your flesh and your mind.
It's very easy, because you can get hit by a car, still be alive under the car, rolled up in a ball, and
Which
you
we
can't
know
breathe.
someone that did that. We know someone that they committed sin against the truth, and they got hit by a car, a female, a Northern Kingdom Israelite, and fucking was left on the side of the road for a day. Left there, fucking bleeding out. Who knows what went through her mind but the Lord.
Like, yeah, man. Like getting ran over by a car, that ain't nothing pretty.
Oh yeah. No, fucking arms all twisted backwards.
Broken legs, broken
Yeah.
arms, broken neck.
And then your mind, who knows what's going through your mind. And she was out in the woods at a party. And it was her own friends that did it. So who put that spirit upon them to do that?
Well, they were Edomites too. Never trust your enemies.
Not to meddle
You
with
want me
them.
to keep going on this?
No.
Truth.
The truth. Did you get down to the sword of the spirit?
Not yet.
Right.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 15. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
So we're going to be able to overcome this devil through faith. Believing that we're going to eat, believing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And how do you build up your faith? By the hearing of these words. So you got to make sure that the light inside you is not dark.
And it says, blessed is he that readeth.
Right?
And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh.
But you actually, helmet is for what? Defense, to defend you against attacks. But the sword is for what? Attack. So when you're being attacked, how do you go against that attack? Matthew